To a favorite person, Sean Levy, my grandson, I'm returning my experience of this being Veterans Day. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army. I entered the Army January 11th, 1949. I took my basic training at the Loring Division at Woodmont, Kentucky. After 3 months of heavy training there in the Loring Division, I decided to come home for a period of 10 days. I left, come home for 10 days. I was assigned to the 92nd Chemical Service Company at Rocky Mountain Arsenal in Colorado. I went on to maneuver from there over in San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, down through Montana, and there I departed back to the Rocky Mountain Arsenal after spending 3 months on the West Coast. And after we returned to the Arsenal for approximately 3 months, we departed, got orders that we were to ship to Japan. So we got orders to go to the Far East Command. We entered orders there approximately 17 days going over on the USS General Stewart. We arrived in Japan, and we didn't know where we would end up at. In the meantime, June 15, 1950, North Korea invaded South Korea. So then we received orders after staying there for a period of 3 weeks that we were to ship out to Busan, Korea. So we received the orders and we prepared to debark from Japan to enter the Korean War. So we arrived, instead of going to Busan, Korea, we arrived at Incheon, which when we arrived at Incheon, we had to be put ashore by LSD. That's a landing craft in the Navy Department. So we entered the conflict there with the 25th Infantry Division, which we were a chemical corps organization. So we ended up in the 89th Maine Tank Battalion, which consists of flamethrowers. We worked with 5-man crew on the Lincoln tank for quite some time. Then I left the tank crew and went over to the 3rd Marine Division to become an instructor in flamethrowing and mixing napalm. From there, we proceed on into North Korea, North Korea parallel. And then we then on across approximately 4 to 5 miles from the Yellow River. At that time, we on Thanksgiving dinner in the capital of North Korea, which consists of Pyongyang. And from there, we eat the Thanksgiving dinner, and we got word that Red China had entered the war. So we retreated, and we had to retreat back. We didn't have the manpower to hold the line, so we retreated back, coming back into South Korea at a 15-mile out of Busan, which was the main city in South Korea. We had got them stopped, and there we received reinforcements from the United States. And then we proceeded on back to driving back across the 38th parallel. And from there on, we got an order that we had enough points that we could rotate back to the United States, in which our enlistment was extended by President Truman over our enlisted time that we stayed. I spent 3 years, 5 months, and 24 days in the U.S. Army, which I'm proud to be a veteran and to speak to this day. The sadness is that all the loved ones and people that we lost, that we knew well, that never made it back. So I'm glad and proud to be American and a veteran. I was discharged June 12, 1952, the day I